Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jaylee. This is JLeesCorner. This is my review for Iyanla Fix My Life Season 8, Episode 3. Okay? The family that never goes away. This episode happened last season. Everyone kept asking, when does the next part air? When does the next part air? Well, we have it here. This was a 2-hour episode, so I'm going to try to get through as fast as I can, but it was a lot. Honey, it was so much going on in this particular episode. But again, we will get through it. This is going to be a live premiere, so I will be in the comment section chit-chatting with y'all about this episode, okay? So let's get into it. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel to become a whole JayBird, dun, and all that goodness and stuff. Do not forget to also like the video, okay? Like the video. It just helps. It's easy to do. Hit the thumbs up button on your way in, on your way out, while you're in here. It all helps. Thank you very much. Okay, you can also comment in the comment section. You can hit the little share button to share this video on your social media, to your Twitter or to your Facebook. That is also appreciated. Okay, do not forget to relax, to relate, to release, to center yourself and everyone around you because it helps. Do not forget to also inhale and exhale because that is a great thing to do. Okay, you can follow me on social media at J_Lees_Corner. It's right here. Right, you can see it clear as day, okay? And know that it's also in the description box below every single video. Always check the description box. Let's move on to this episode here. So the family is back, okay? We saw them last season. It was a lot. And the episode ended with Grandma saying how she don't like the youngest granddaughter, Jada. Is it Jada or Jaden? I think Jaden. Okay, with the long hair. And it went off, and I was like, how they gonna end it like that? What's going on? They say, to be continued. And now, today, we get the continuation. Now, last time, we also had the twins who was on here, but they not here this time. I called the twins. I called them thing one, thing two, because there was trouble. Okay, there is trouble. Now, Angela, who was the sister, with the is it braids? Not braids. They like twists or whatever. Next to the sister with the long hair, okay? She brought up how after the show, her and the sisters they were talking like in group text or whatever, and then the twin sisters just stopped talking to them. And I was like, because the sisters was a bit crazy, okay? They were trouble. Thing one and thing two. So we do see they're back. And so Iyanla, because what here is it? Because we got Jamil the mama, we got Mark the daddy, Jordan the son. Okay, we have that. We see that right there. Let's get rid of this one right now. I want to get through all my pictures. We also have Grandma on the end, Sister Ashley in the middle, and then Sister Jaden on the end. Jaden is the youngest of them all. Okay. Now I also have them right here. Boom. Okay. They are a family. So we see them all sitting here, Ayana brings up how, a piece of the heart is this or that, okay? And when the heart is broken into pieces, it's a broken heart. We have to fix the brokenness of the heart, okay? So we see she gives each of them a piece of the heart and what they all spoke about the last time they were here. For Ashley, the sister, she brought up black sheep, being forgotten, being ignored, having daddy issues. No, daddyless daughter, lonely and motherless child. Okay, for Jamil, we had who was the mama. Okay, the mama Jamil, codependent, no independence, and I don't know what I think, and I don't know what I want. That was very true. She didn't even do the thing that she said she would do when she left, or even held her husband more accountable for the thing that she wanted him to do. Okay, so again, nothing really happened. Now, Jordan, who was the son, okay, he's like 17, wounded prince, triggers, here for a check, because the last time he was here, he only came for the money. Okay, I'm here for the money. I'm here for the money. Now, I don't know if the show was paying them or if the daddy, I don't, somebody was paying them, and that's why he's here. That little boy needs some help. He needs some good. He's gonna need some long standing therapy, some deep rooted therapy. He's gonna need therapy for you because he's damaged. Okay, that boy is damaged, and that's sad. Okay, now Mark Senior, where uncrowned prince needs to be needed, no sense of purpose, and the father in crisis, and also unhappy. Okay, yep, unhappy. Now the youngest daughter, Jaden, was spoiled princess because she can get what she wants, truth teller, magical child, and the protector. Okay, mainly because she felt the need to protect her father from telling him that she was molested because she was scared what her father would do, and that she's a medical child because they think that she can do no wrong or whatever. Now, Grandma Dorothy, okay, untold story, favoritism, no filter, detachment. You can't tell Mark nothing. Okay, so those are the things that were on the back of the hearts for each of them. Okay, now Mark brings up how he was able. No, his mama has always been able to tell him whatever, even when he was too young to really know what he was supposed to be being told. He brings up how she told me as a kid how she could not pay the rent. So when I got older, I felt as if me paying the bills meant I was the king of the household. I was the man. I'm the man because I'm paying this and I'm paying that because you said you couldn't pay nothing. And I was like, oh, so it started from that young. The mama really did a bad job with him too, even though her excuse, I believe, all this episode was, I didn't know no better. Okay, I thought I knew better. I did not know better. But again, he brought up, she would tell me stuff because she told me whatever. And the only thing she felt like she could not tell him was about marrying Jamil. Okay, so she brings up, I can't tell him nothing. When he married her, said, I told him I didn't like him, saying, she didn't want to get to know us or whatever. She wasn't even friendly. Looking like what? They bring up a doubt. They've been married for 19 years. Why are you bringing up when he met her or brought her around 19 years ago? Okay, and that's just since they've been married. We don't know how long they dated. So again, at least 19 years ago. Why does it matter if back then she wasn't friendly? Because y'all should have had a chance to be friendly over the past 19 years. You bring up old shit that should not matter now, okay? And Mark brings up, well, when I married my wife, I married my wife for me. I did not marry my wife for my mom. I love my mom, but I wasn't marrying for her, okay? And he brings up her mom dated men who I didn't like, okay? And I let her live her life or whatnot, even though I did not like the men she had around or whatever, and I expected her to do the same for me. So clearly, Grandmama Dorothy, okay, and her son Mark has an inappropriate relationship as far as why do you care so much what's going on in their love lives, okay? It's weird. It was real, not like incest. It was weird, but it's mentally inappropriately weird, okay? And then they bring up how he brought up how the mama picked some man over him and left him. I'm like, what you mean left you? Like, was she did she abandon you? What happened there or whatever? But again, his issue is you can't be upset about my wife. You left me for some man too. Now I believe the man she left with is the man she's currently married to now, but I guess that don't matter. Now we then say Iyanla talks to Grandma Dorothy, and she's asking her about the comment she made the last time she was here when the episode went up. Why do you not like your granddaughter, Jaden? Okay, what is up with that? Now, Jaden and Jordan are Jamil's children. Okay, those are her birth children, whereas Ashley is Jamil's stepdaughter, but Mark's bio daughter. Okay, so I just want to get that kind of clear, whatever. Anyway, Grandma, okay, see, last time she don't like Jaden. Okay, I don't like her. I love her, but I don't like her. And it was like, how the fuck you said? What happened with that? So again, that's what they're trying to follow up on. And she brings up how with Jaden acts like she's the mama. So Jaden acts like the mama, and Jamil acts like the child. So grandma don't like that. I'm like, but what does it matter, grandma? I mean, how does that even go about or whatever? Now she brings about, I felt like I was wrong for saying that before when we said last time, and I tried to apologize to Jaden on the way home when we left the show, but she would not talk to me. Okay, she's upset. I would be upset, grandma, on national television. You told them people you don't like me, so I'm mad too, grandma. I would have still been pissed anyway. But she brings up, I love my granddaughter. You know what I'm saying? I even like her too, but I just we don't spend enough time together. Her mama does not allow that because me and the mama did not get off to a good start or whatever. So again, it's gonna be some tension up in there. So it feels like because grandma did not like the wife Jamil, she probably don't like the granddaughter because she's the spawn of the mama. Okay, and that's where the deception comes in. And later on, Jaden brings up how grandma would talk shit about the mama to Jaden, was made Jaden also not like grandma. So again, toxic shit all up and through here. Okay, it's the fault of the daddy and the mama and the grandmama and the Jaden. You can tell is a bit, extra, extra. Read all about it. I'm the special child. What I say go to. But again, it does not mean the grandma wasn't being mean to granddaughter because of the mother. Okay, anyway, but there. So Iyanla brings up to grandma, you do realize your son kind of acts as if he was your man or whatever, because he said that you left him to be with some man. That ain't what a son says, because I believe when he left, when grandma left, he was of age. He was like 18 or whatever age he was. But it wasn't like he was 10. But again, he still felt as if you left me for some man, and that's what I don't like. You don't say that about your mama. It's weird or whatever. Anyway, um, Iyanla brings up, that's probably why he went and married a woman he loved, because again, he felt like you left him, so then he left you. And I'm like, it's really, really weird. And grandma was like, you know what? I never even thought about it that way, but I get what you mean. I'm like, y'all, yeah, it's some weird ass shit. So Iyanla brings up how it sounds like a big misunderstanding or whatever, because you need to make peace with Jamil because you made a Jamil for some bullshit between you and your son. Like, you made it her because you felt like your son was also your man, and vice versa. So when Jamil came into play, you didn't like her because she took your place. I'm like, right, weird ass shit. Now grandma brings up how she also tell her that you need to make up with Jamil because Jamil is close to Mark. So if you want to fix it with your son, you have to be cool with his wife. And grandma, like, I do see I need to be a better mom, and I need to be a better mother-in-law, I need to be a better grandmother. And she's crying at this point. And it do see grandma do seem a little bit like, a little weight was probably lifted up off her shoulders, and she was a little less. She seemed a little less stiff and upset as she kind of, laid her burden down on Iyanla's shoulders or whatever. And I just need your help. And she was crying. I'm like, oh, that's so sad. Cranky ass grandma crying. I'm getting grandma last episode. Honey, excuse me, she just seemed like she was mad. Okay? But I think things were left unsaid before, and now they're no longer that way. Sorry. Anyway, so again, she brings about she does want Iyanla's help or whatever, and she realized I fucked up. Okay, I wish I had the guidance to be the type of mother I needed to be to my son, but I did not. So I want to fix that shit now. Cool, cool, cool. They then bring up Mark Jr. Now, Mark Jr. is not here. However, we do see him on the iPad or whatever. Okay, they FaceTime to me. Now they bring up how even though he isn't there, he sent like his own like information or whatever. And he brought up how he's from a family of drunks and he has been ruined by his father. It do seem like Mark Jr. may have had it the worst because he's like one of the oldest kids. And the nicer father Mark may be now is not who he was when he was the father to Mark Jr. Mark Jr. and Ashley seems to have got it the worst from their dad because he was a mean ass drunk, basically. Anyway, Mark Sr. does bring up how we are a family of functioning alcoholics. Okay, we are all functioning alcoholics. I look like, oh Lord. So he's abusive. They're all functioning alcoholics. Some of the kids was it's all the toxic badness of bad circles of family, dysfunction in one family. That's the crazy is one family, but all this shit going on. So while Iyanla is on video chat with Mark Jr., Grandma Dorothy is listening as well to see what she can help do eventually or whatever. So he brings up how when he was with his dad or whatever, that he kind of left the house when his dad got with Jamil because he felt like things got worse once his dad married her. He got physical more. We would be fighting more or whatever. He walked in the house one time and asked me, did I speak to her? And I said no. And my dad slapped me in the face and dragged me upstairs or whatever and basically beat me up, telling me that I better be sure that I'm respecting her and I better be sure to talk to her. So he felt as if you were abusing me and being mean to me because you want me to be nice to her. When she came into our family, why isn't she trying to be nice to me? And I do feel like Jamil should hold some of that weight because you should have never allowed him to be mean to his children based on them not knowing your ass, okay? But again, if he's crazy, abusive, and in the drunk, maybe she too scared to say anything. Now again, this is also the man, okay, that we seen on that viral clip of him saying how much he take care of his family. The reason they came on the show in the first place back then was because people assumed his wife was like a do nothing ass bitch. She's like, no, I work. I'm this, I'm that, or whatever. They think he's this great, great man, but he isn't. He's mean. He's a drunk, and he be talking that bullshit. So again, this is the same family. Okay, back to Marcus Jr. But again, he brings up the reason that he has anger issues now is because he was always bottling up his anger towards his father. Now he left home at 18. He's 31 now. Okay, so how many years is that? That's a lot of years. That is 13. So this is 13 years of held in anger, resentment, hurt, pain, confusion, confliction, and any other word that you can find in the dictionary. But again, he left at around 18. He's 31 now. And he still has this anger in him towards how he was not able to express it to his daddy then. Okay, he also brings up how now he get mad, he drinks. So now he's an alcoholic because that's what he learned from his father. You get mad, you get drunk, you get angry. And now he had that in him. I'm like, again, a functioning family of functioning alcoholics who don't function properly. Anyway, he also brings up how the reason he left at 18 was because if he would have stayed, he would have had to probably kill his father. If I would have stayed, I would have killed him dead. Okay, he would have had to be gone out of here. Bang, bang, stab, stab, stab. He's gone. Okay, shout out to Bondi. But he realized I had to leave. Okay, and me leaving had nothing to do with my siblings. It had everything to do with my father. That's really what it was, or whatever. And so Iyanla does tell him, well, you did the same thing to your siblings that you said your daddy did, that your father did to you. You said your dad left you for Jamil, well, your siblings feel as if you left them because of your dad. Now, I didn't like her blaming him for that, but I get you leaving the house did not mean that you had to cut off communication with your siblings. You know what I'm saying? You could have probably still tried to talk to them. But again, the dad crazy as shit. I can't do that because dad crazy as shit. Again, a circle and a cycle of dysfunction. Complete dysfunction. Again, this is 13 years ago that he left. And it's still going on. And so he 31. We know the son Jordan is 17. I think the daughter Jada or Jaden is maybe 18. I think she may be 18 or 19. But again, it's like, so this shit, the father's girl, that's a lot of bullshit. That's a lot of shit to go through based on the bullshit of a father. Now, I need y'all to do what? Like the video. Like the video. So please and thank you. Okay, back to the story. So, no, we're talking about Mark Jr. So because Mark Jr. is visibly, upset or whatever. Iyanla gonna get grandma, bring grandma in, and hey baby. Now him and grandma hadn't been talking either, because again he kind of showed us he showed us himself away from anyone that has to do with the father. But seeing his grandma, it made him get a little teary eyed. He got real soft. Hey grandma, I love you too, grandma. And she like, no, I love you, son. I love you, grandson. I love you. I miss you, whatever. And we all need this. We need each other. And we have work to do. Okay, I got work to do on myself too, based on what I did to your daddy. Because again, grandma now recognized she fucked up daddy. Okay, she fucked up daddy, which made daddy fuck up all his kids after him. So again, it's a cycle. So, again, we then see Iyanla and she go and talk to the siblings, to these people right here, because they have not, at least the two youngest ones, have not really talked to the brother that much. Jordan's old crazy ass, and I don't mean crazy as in crazy as in I won't call him crazy. Not Jaden, Jordan's unhinged anger ass, has the bigger issue, the biggest grudge he's holding against his brother. Okay, let's say that. Which is crazy considering if he been gone for 13 years, he was like 4 or 5 when he left. So he's holding anger based on I don't know what. Anyway, so they video chatting or whatever, and they're trying to explain that your brother left because of y'all dad. It had nothing to do with y'all. Now Mark Jr. tells them, I left because of the dad, not the siblings or whatever. And if I wouldn't have left, I would have killed them. So I had to leave. Now, even the sister, Ashley, okay, the older sister, is telling the two younger ones, like, look, he left for a reason. He had to go. Y'all can't blame him or make it seem as if he should have stayed being unhappy in that. That's selfish. You can't want to do that now. That's not fair. Now, the siblings is all crying. You got both younger kids are upset. They both keep saying, well, he left. He left us. He left us. He had to leave us. I'm my girl. He was 18. It was some bullshit. What is going on with y'all? And the fact that Mark Jr. was telling them how he went through more abuse than they have. Because again, they got the better father than he had. Okay, they got a better person. When the brother said, when Jordan said, I fought him twice, Mark was like, okay, that's it. Meaning I fought him more than that. Y'all have the better version. So whatever y'all have went through, I went through worse. But neither of them want to hear that. So older sister Annie in the middle, she's like, y'all missing the point. The parents should have never made y'all feel as if Mark Jr. leaving had anything to do with y'all, was y'all fault, or that he was wrong for leaving. Okay, he left for his own good, and y'all are being selfish, thinking he should stay. It's a mess. They upset, he upset, I'm upset. I'm like, what is going on here? And it's like they not even listen to Mark voice his issues. They just upset. So Ashley then gets upset. She gets up and she walks out. Then Jordan gets upset. He gets upset, leaves the house, but not before saying to the brother, fuck you, suck my dick. I'm like, why you got what? Why fuck you and suck my dick? I'm like, that's just nasty. And it was a lot going on. You see Jordan's upset. You see Iyanla trying to prevent Jordan from leaving. You see her trying to tell Athie, don't leave because you're the center of this. You're the older one here. If you leave, it's gonna go loose. And sure enough, when she got up, it got loose. So then Jordan leaves. Jordan literally ran out the house off the ground. He's been walking down. I'm like, where the fuck is he? Why is he not listening to anybody? Where is he going? What is going on here? Jordan got up, left, ran down the street. Athie is chasing him or whatever. And it's crazy. You got Iyanla talking to Mark Sr. like, how is it that he don't listen to nobody? Why would he get up and leave? How does he not listen to anyone who was an adult in this? Like, who the fuck? My son, 15, he would never not listen to an adult. What but she then said, "Well, he ain't my child, so that's on y'all." I'm like, "What the fuck is going on?" Now, Ashley is following him down the street because it's nighttime. He's just walking down the street in this random because this is not their house, not their girl, just crazy, crazy kids. And she's like, "You need to listen to Mark Jr. about what he went through." And he said, "I don't care. I've not talked to him since 2007. Fuck that. I don't care." I'm thinking like, therapy is needed by all of them. Okay. Anyway, he keep walking by himself. They're like, "Fuck, I got time. Let him go. Let him walk out there. Let him be gone. He think he grown. Let him be. Let him be." Because kids like that who don't want to listen, you have to let them be. And whatever happens, happens. And I don't mean to say fuck your kid. When your kid says fuck you, what are you supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? It's hard. It's hard or whatever. Now in the house, Mark Sr. is asking, "Does anybody know what happened?" Grandma Dorothy didn't say. He said somebody sucked his dick. I say, "Grandma." Now I don't know if she meant to say he told someone to suck his dick, or if she's saying, well, he may be upset because somebody when he was younger. I don't know. I don't know. But he did say out loud, "Suck my dick." And we heard that or whatever. So I'm assuming that's what Grandma meant. But Mark Sr. was like, "Mom, don't repeat that." "I heard you, don't repeat it." I'm looking like, your son said it. Okay, whatever. But we do see Mama Jamil take her shoes off and go run after her son. Okay, he come back talking to Mama. We see Mark Jr. and Mark Sr. having a conversation, via thing or whatever. And Iyanla is like, "Your kids are blaming your son for leaving based on what you did to him. Okay, what you did to Mark Jr. is the reason he left, and your other kids are upset with him as if it's his fault." Okay, and then Mark Jr. brings up, "I could not do no right in your eyes. Whatever I did, it's like you did not like. It's like you hate. Like, what did I do to make you want to treat me that way? Like, it was so bad that I tried to kill myself. I was going to hang myself in my room." And so he's just being honest about what he went through at the hands of his father, just not being a good ass dad, and just finally speaking his own truth. It was a good thing, I feel like, for them to talk and for him to get that out of his system, because who knows how long he'd been holding that in about how he felt back then when he was with the dad. Okay, and I appreciate and I like that Mark Sr. was allowing him to just talk and express himself without cutting him off, without questioning him, and without making him feel like he wasn't being heard. Okay. And he said the hardest part is because I still love you because you're my dad. And that's what's hard for me. Despite what you put me through, I still love you. Okay. And then she brings up to Mark Sr. that the issue is that you never have acknowledged your son's pain, which made Mark Sr. say, "I hear you. I see you in me. I see how you were what I used to be. The anger and all that stuff is me." And then the fact that Mark Jr. asked, "What happened to you that made you that way?" I was like, that's powerful, because he's wondering, well, what happened to make him be that way? Because I never realized, excuse me, he even asked that question. Okay, what's happened to you? And he said, "I just didn't have a father. Your grandmother made me feel like I had to be the man of the house. And before I knew it, that's what I was." And it kind of spiraled from there. Okay. And then grandma like, "Yep, I showed you that's my fault. I did that or whatever. That's on me." And then, he tells Mark Jr. that, there's nothing, you didn't do anything to make me not like you. You know what I'm saying? You didn't deserve any of the things I did or said to you. You did not deserve any of that, okay? But I want you to know I did not love your siblings more than you. It's just that once I got to them, I knew I had to do things differently, and I knew better. And so I tried to do better. He still didn't, because that damn Jordan is still fucked up. But It's the fact that he did not get it as worse as Mark Jr. did. Okay. But him even acknowledging that um I don't love them more. I just knew I had to be better than what I was to you and your siblings, the older kids or whatever. And they just eat and they love each other and they know they have to fix it. Shit had to be fixed. Boom, pow, pow. Okay. Now we do sit down to talk to Jordan. I wasn't listening all that much because he don't be saying what the shit. And when she told him, I know there are probably things that you need to say that you don't want to say on camera. So her and Jordan go have a whole conversation off camera, not mic'd. So I mean, I feel as if when y'all have that, I can't speculate. Gonna move on past that. So Mark does say that he felt like his mom left him for a man, but we know that we've already talked about that. He brings up at one point in time his mom will leave. I mean, no. Um, he brings up how he still takes care of his mom now, even though she has a whole husband. I'm like, what? Okay. And Dorothy admits she knows she was wrong for things she did, things she said, and that, and this, and that, and this. We do see on the talk to Ashley, and she brings up how she felt like the black sheep because she never feels seen or heard. And when she brought up how it's easy for me to kind of shield myself, fall back in the wayside or whatever, and not bring attention to myself because I'm so used to feeling abandoned. I'm just like, damn. Meaning I know I can shrink myself and not be seen because I'm so used to being abandoned. It feels safer for me to kind of, put myself out of harm's way. Um, she brings up how when she was around 6 or 7, her mom, who we knew was on drugs, would leave them for like her and Mark Jr. for like 2 weeks at a time and be gone. But she also brings about she realized her mom's on drugs. So, as an adult, she gets what went wrong or whatever. But back then, as kids, they figured out how to steal food to eat at 6 and 7. They knew how to fend for themselves for a couple weeks because their mom, girl, is bad. It's bad. Now we do know eventually they went to go live with Mark Senior, but I'm like that wasn't that much better. Anyway, she brings up how there were times like he would ask her, "Are you only mad at your dad?" She says, "No." It's like for a time we were pissed at mom too, but we also know that she was on drugs for one, and she has apologized, over the years a few times about this or about that. But she brings up how I now have 3 daughters. And my oldest daughter is 16, and then because we're out because she don't get why I keep her so close to me. But it's because I don't want her feeling abandoned how I did. I do not want to feel what I felt. The fact that she is like, I have to basically kind of smother my child to not let them have any freedom because again, I don't want them to feel abandoned. But that is causing conflict, and now she don't listen. Sometimes she sneaks out or whatever. So for her, I feel crazy that I may lose her because she feels as if I'm doing too much, and that ain't what it is. But she brings up how Iyanla does. That's a family trait of not listening, being defensive and all that stuff. You need to shift shit with you to shift shit with your daughter. Okay, you have to do that because again, if not, it'll be the same thing. And I'm like, that's you. And she's asked her, do you know how powerful you are? And Ashley does not realize how strong she is yet. But she do know for a fact she wants to be different and better. And she wants different and she wants better for her kids. That is going to be a good thing for her because she's young enough to fix it. Whereas Mark is old in his ways. His kids all grown and are already fucked up. She can possibly save her daughters. Possibly. Okay. Now, when Jamil talked to Iyanla, and she brings up how she just, I taught Jordan that if he ever feels as like, he's gonna get a temper, if he's gonna explode or whatever, to walk away. And so he said he walked away to prevent himself from exploding. Iyanla said he's lying because he exploded first. He told Mark Jr. after Mark was being very vulnerable, fuck you, suck my dick. Okay, and that was what caused all the bullshit to erupt or whatever. So again, he can't act as if something else happened. He left. He caused some of it and then left. Boom, pow, pow. And she brings up how he does not respect authority. And she's like, well, how? Because, it was one in a two-parent household. She's like, well, yeah, but also not really, because it was more just two adults in the house versus two parents in the house. And she brings up how she know Jordan is in trouble because he don't listen. He don't listen. He don't talk. It's like he don't have feelings that he knows how to properly express. And that's dangerous in a young black man in this world, because you can't just explode like that. It can get you killed. It's kind of crazy. So when they get on Mark Singer and Jamil and the mom, she brings up how, on their wedding day, she said on their wedding day, grandma told her if he wasn't my son, I would marry him. I'm like, what? Inappropriate relationship. What you told your daughter-in-law if she was not marrying your son, and if he wasn't your son, you would marry him? Don't do that. That's not good. And so Jamil said she knew from that day that she would probably forever be fighting with her mother-in-law because, she felt like I took her man. I was like, I would have left that day. Okay, I had time, not at all. So, she's like, you know what? You need to have a cleansing, reclaiming your womanhood ceremony, and I'm gonna do that because, like, Dorothy didn't like you because she felt like you were the other woman, and your daughter, who she don't like, was the offspring. So that's why that whole thing went on. But again, we're gonna have a baking ceremony to cleanse all of that. Okay. We then see they all in white. They got their feet on her. Okay. She listens to music. She got the little blinders on or whatever. They were trying to pull energy out, put energy in or whatever. I'm not sure. They were all in a little circle. We see grandma was there. Grandma was there. So was Ashley. So was Jaden and everything. Again, I was like, oh, okay. Now I do feel like this. This works if the person is willing and open to be in the experience. You have to really be ready for it and to embrace it and to really do it. But you also have to be able to want to be better after the fact. You have to want to still stand in whatever energy they put into. You can't do this and still fall back and say, oh, bullshit or whatever. I feel like they should have done that with grandma. Truth be told, what may that be? Now, Jamila on the ground, she's really feeling it. We see her crying. So again, whatever energies they, pulled out of her and put back into her, it seems to have helped her feel this way or that way. And we do see how each woman like kind of whispers to her and says encouraging things. And then I got my Dorothy on the ground too, and she's like, I'm so sorry. I'm saying I'm so sorry that I wasn't better. I'm thankful for you as a daughter-in-law. I'm so sorry that I didn't know to be better. And she then goes over to Jaden. And she also the granddaughter, and she hugs her and tells her sorry too, and then she's crying, and it did seem genuine, Grandma did seem lighter after having those conversations with Iyanla. So I do feel like Grandma slowly but surely releasing some of her toxic ass shit too. Okay, now we then see Mark has a conversation with Grandma Dorothy, okay? How he had to sleep in his car, how, you left me for your boyfriend who's now your husband or whatever. I got older and I've seen you get gifts for cousins and shit like that, but you would then tell me that I spoiled my kids too much and that's some bullshit. So again, the same thing we've heard him say the whole episode, how you did not like my wife, and I don't know why. You cried when I got married, and I don't know why. And, it's like, I do realize I was jealous of her. I know that now, but, she treated me bad. Your wife at that point in time was not nice to me. She barely speak to me then, which to me means both Grandma Dorothy and Jamia was both on some bullshit that Mark allowed to happen. You allowed your mom and your wife to feel as if they were competition. Come on now, Lisa Ray Daddy and Alive Form, don't do that. So again, it was all their fault in this toxic ass shit that's been going on for 19 years, whatever. But she's like, now, I'm proud of you as my son. I did the best I could with what I had. Then I didn't know no better. Okay. I knew this is what I was doing, and that's about it. We're gonna try to fix it now. And that's all we can do right now. And I like that she said the fact that we came here was a step in the right direction, whatever. And then y'all like, y'all just had an inappropriate relationship and y'all just not need to fix that. She is the queen mother and you are her son. That's it. That's it. I was like, let him know. So we do see she talks with Ashley and Jaden. Okay. They bring up how Mark Jr. left because again he had to leave. Same old conversation or whatever. Nah, Jaden gets it. Boom, pow, pow. I like how they also brought up that to Jaden. Now you know how bad your dad was, but you had your mom to lean on in those bad times. Ashley and Mark Jr. did not have a mother to lean on. So imagine how hard it was for them to deal with their daddy on their own, which made her also realize, well, damn, that's right too. So again, we have that boom pow pow. They then touch on how um Ashley was molested when she was 8 to 11 years old. She brought that up in the last episode, but she said since the episode aired, she has talked to her daddy about what happened. And she explained to him how, it would happen during family functions, that like at parties or whatever. She's like, the person would, kind of take me and seclude me and do things to me. And while things are being done to me, I could hear your voice outside partying, getting drunk, having a good time, and I'm on the inside, going through it. But you didn't know. And he said it made him feel horrible that he put her in a situation where she did not feel comfortable enough coming to tell him what's going on. Which is crazy. And even how he felt like, while I'm thinking you safe here with family, you weren't. And under even around me, you weren't safe. And then Jaden say she has not talked to her dad about it because it didn't happen when he was around. It happened at her grandmama's house, around her house, and that her grandma would tell her that she was fast and that she would like get pregnant soon or whatever. So she's like, because grandma talked shit about me, I didn't want to tell her because she would blame me, which is something else that they say. You make kids feel as if you won't believe them and they don't say shit. Okay, so that was bad, bad, bad. Grandma and Jamil, they come in, sit down and talk, whatever. And, Jamil brings up, I feel stronger now in my womanhood and stuff. Grandma Dorothy brings up how, she kept asking, she realized now, I kept asking myself, like, how could I be such a bad mother-in-law and grandmother? It was some bullshit. It was bullshit for me to act that way, and I now realize how bad it was. Jamil said, I no longer feel. She said, I used to, like when I would see you, my blood would boil. I'm like, damn, boiling blood, girl. I was like, she said, my blood no longer boils when I see at the sight of you. I was like, damn. I mean, at least she said it no longer boils. She's like, I just do not have that anger, on the surface level of my body. I'm just more, I'm calm. It's okay. And I'm like, I hope that keeps going for later. But when she said my blood will boil at the sight of you, and I don't have that, I'm like, damn, that's tough. Okay. Anyway, Jaden said it would take time for her to forgive her grandmama because you hurt me, grandma. You know what I'm saying? You said I was fast, that you made me feel unwanted all these years. You told me I would get pregnant. You were talking about my mama. So all the things that grandma has done over the years, she can't let go of yet. And she don't have to. It's still new. It takes some time. And plus, she young. Older folks sometimes can let go of shit easier and move on past it. And sometimes we can't. But, it's going to take her a minute. It's fine. Now, they do not tell grandma that what happened on her roof. They don't bring up that. But I like that Iyanla told grandma, don't stop trying to fix it. Don't stop the effort of fixing it with her. And she also told Jaden, you also have to stop rehashing these stories of what happened. Okay, we know what she's done, but we're trying to move forward. You can't move forward if you keep bringing that shit up. But again, she kid. It's gonna take time. They do bring up how Mark Jr. needs help. because he's an alcoholic, and they want him to get to some kind of rehab or get a sponsor or go to meetings because he has anger issues and drinking issues too, both, you know, or whatever. So when she meets with who was it? Mark and Jamil, and she tells me, y'all do not need to focus on fixing this marriage. That's a sad job, okay? The main focus for y'all should be to focus on fixing yourselves separately, okay? Not meaning divorce, but y'all need to work on yourselves, okay? And once you do that, the marriage may improve because y'all are better people. I'm like, I don't see them leaving each other. So I think that means y'all can stay married, but as long as y'all keep doing the work, don't stay married and just fall back into old patterns that don't fix shit. That's what y'all did before coming back here the second time. Don't do that no more. Mark then tells Jamil basically where his anger and violent tendencies came from. I was 14. My mom friend broke in our house. I confronted him about doing it. He later on came back and put a gun on me, pulled the trigger, but the gun jammed. So I then went and found him and beat him with a stick to an inch of his life. And from that moment on, like that was my start of my violence, authority, mindset. That what I say go, meaning that's when I first realized how powerful I felt. Beating up somebody or just I felt powerful, being in control of something in a violent way, and that's when it started. And I was only 14 years old. Um, he does ask her for forgiveness in the things he's done, his addicts over the years or whatever. I just want to say I'm sorry, and if you can forgive me. Now Jamil brings up how I think we can have at first starts at doing things differently. But I also realized that, I can't allow you to keep having bad behavior. Me allowing you all these years of having this bad behavior is the reason our son is so fucked up now and why I have so much work to do on myself. I appreciate her being honest and saying, I have seen your toxic ass be as toxic as you can be, and I've made excuses for it. And because of that, our son is in peril, and he's 17, and I don't know if we can fix it, and I also have to fix me, but I can no longer make those excuses for you. That's smart. Now we do see the whole family have a whole conversation with Mark Jr. via video time, and they're like, we want you to get some help. Now the daughter, which one? Jaden tells him, "I love you. I get it." Blah blah blah. As he's cool with the brother Mark Jr., Jordan did not even want to talk to him because Jordan needs therapy. Okay, he's still mad. He's still upset. He's still mad, mad, mad. But we do see Mark Sr. Like, I want to be here for you. I want to be here for you. I want to help you. We want you to get help with your sobriety. I need to get help with my sobriety as well. We can do it together. And both Marks agreed to do that. They both agreed to get help for their drinking. And they both acknowledge how it's going to be hard. It's not going to be easy for them to not only get help for their sobriety, but to be a happier, friendlier family working on their issues. That will also be hard too, and they know that, but they want to try to work towards that. I was like, you need to, because again, he said because we come from trauma and violence, and they do. Look, trauma and violence is what the family is, and that was the whole review. Now we do see each little speak of thing. Jaden and Jordan's relationship is great now. That's the two younger ones. Dorothy's relationship, that's grandma, is still strained with Jamila, the wife, and she is not spoken with Jaden. So grandma still kind of beefing with the wife, and the granddaughter ain't talked to grandma. So we then see Ashley is using Iyanla's feelings chart to better communicate with her daughter. Meaning the older daughter has trying to help herself with her daughter. That's smart. Mark is communicating better with all of the family and has directly cut back on drinking. I don't know if they mean Mark Sr. or Mark Jr., But fine. And then Jamila's making herself a priority and has long-term vision for the future. But what is the vision, Jamil? What is it? Okay. And then Mark Jr. recently visited his siblings and continues to build on the relationship with his dad. So again, that was the whole thing. Look, these people could have a whole show, a whole season. They could have a whole season of fixing their life. Okay? Easy. It's so much to unpack. It's so much. And I feel the worst for Jordan because it's like he doesn't want the help. He doesn't care. He doesn't care about the help. He is like, I don't care. It doesn't matter. He's not listening. So I feel the worst for him because it's like, will he realize he needs to be better to be able to do better? You can't always not care. I'm not sure. But again, that was the whole video. Okay, I got done in less than an hour. Cool. Anyway, I love you all. Thanks for tuning in. I will see y'all later for other videos. As y'all know, like the video. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. And then, as y'all know, gotta go. Peace.